is such a campus. One of the courses I took in the fall was Key Concepts in the History and Philosophy of Art, and so a lot of the field trips we were talking about particular artworks, and we don't just talk about them or see them in a book. We actually go to the Louvre, or we go to the Orsay or the Pompidou. So you have that richness at your fingertips. Every week I try to find another neighborhood, see something I haven't seen before. That is part of learning, that's part of growing, that's part of studying. When you do that, the city becomes the campus itself.
Well, my favourite moment about being in Paris so far has been the trip to see the private art collection of a collector here in Paris, because it was a completely unique experience and the insight into some of the Parisian art world that we just wouldn't see otherwise, and that was really fantastic. The gentleman whose house we went to, he was very welcoming and he was happy to answer any of our questions, and it was just fascinating, and I think you wouldn't get that opportunity anywhere else.
I teach poetry, Poetry 1 and Poetry 2. Out of class, we went to the Pompidou Center and spent a day there. We read some work that was ekphrastic, and they met some exciting writers, and they seemed thrilled to have that occasion. In particular, they met Ostashevsky, who's a poet who writes very funny and performative work, and they heard him read. And a lot of the students decided they wanted a copy of his book to see what was happening on the page, and took that home with them.
We sat in the class for 2 hours and we studied the old Roman paths of Paris, and then you had the Napoleonic ones, and then after that we walked around the city for 2 hours. So we went to the Pantheon, we went to the opera, and basically my lecturer was showing us the different columns outside the opera building, and we stood in front of that and discussed it. I mean, it's not just the classroom where we're learning, it's constantly taking yourself outside of the classroom and mastering it in that way.
I really enjoy going to the museums, and we've been doing some walking tours, and they're all very interesting in their own way.
Yeah, the Louvre is, in a sense, like our library. Our library as students, as scholars, and not to mention the plethora of libraries that are here. The Bibliothèque Nationale that's in the 13th, and yeah, it all comes together in this just engulfing, beautiful moment of studying in Paris. I can't talk it up enough.